I'm making a pinky promise to you right now that you can wear a beret without looking French. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I want to show you what I'm wearing this summer, what like my summer trends are, and I guess give you advice if you're open to it. Okay, let's just get into it. Berets. I know, I feel like, okay, I, yes, I have a skullet. That's the name of this hairstyle if you want to look it up. It's a skullet. And so like if I was wearing a beret with a skullet, I would probably be wearing it like this and like have the front part out that's in the shape of a heart. And I have done this when my hair has been a little wonky, but yeah, so I love wearing berets really during all seasons. This is a wool beret. All of the berets that I have are wool. I have exactly 5. This is the only pattern beret that I have. And you'll see that there are 2 pins on the beret. This is a Planned Parenthood Texas Votes pin. It says, "My body, my voice, my right." And then this is just a random pin that I got. It says, "Does not play well with others." And I think that I have a lot of pins. So pins are just a quick way to customize any outfit. And I think less people need to be afraid of the beret. You can wear a beret without looking French. I promise you that. I I'm making a pinky promise to you right now that you can wear a beret without looking French. But if you're scared to wear the beret, I just feel like even if you're scared, you should do it. Because wearing berets are so much fun. They're so much fun. I used to work in a clothing store and we sold a lot of berets. That's where I got all of my berets from. And everyone constantly made fun of the berets. They'd like put on the beret and be like joking. And it just, oh my god, it irritated me so bad because berets are not a joke to me. Berets are not a joke to me, and I don't feel like they should be a joke to anyone. And so I've been getting berets, I think for about like 3 years, but it's not like, I feel like I wore berets before then. I don't know if I have any proof, but, um, and especially if your hair isn't done, if your hair isn't done, a little a little beret moment, are you gonna look at me and be like, no, that's ugly? If you are, I don't care. But a beret moment can just be so fun. So yeah, this is my favorite accessory all year round, really. My next summer trend is upcycling. Um, this was like a full length shirt that I got at an antique store, and for graduation and like the graduation festivities, I needed to wear white. So I had my mom take the bottom of the shirt off. Um, and now it's like a cute little bolero, and I don't really wear white because I get things dirty very easily. And I sweat a lot, especially during the summer. But the way that it's cut, it actually doesn't touch under my armpit. Lucky me, I know, I know. But this is one example of upcycling that I slash my mom did. Um, okay. That's just gonna hang right there. Next, these jeans, right? I have had these jeans since late 2020, making them like 4.5 years old, but they're vintage Walmart. You can just, this is what the tag looks like, but you can just look at the tag and see that they are vintage Walmart. And so I've had them for 5 years, so yes, I've had a few issues with them. So I just did like, I did some visible mending because I feel like visible mending is so cute, and it's a good way, it's punk, duh. Um, And you want to give your clothes the longevity in order to curb your consumption, especially if you love your clothes. I have been going through my photos to make space on my phone because I had 460 gigabytes of photos. Now I have like 380. So I'm making my way. I had like 23,000 in total, but I had this other pair of jeans. RIP, I should have mended them. Don't be like me. Mend your clothes. So this is what's been done in the front. Um, I did this on the side. Um, yeah, this is like definitely inspired by like the Sachiko, um, Japanese method of visible mending. I really really like that. So I did this with the belt loop, and I did this on the pocket. This is supposed to be like a lavender bush. Walk with me. Walk with me with the lavender bush. Um, and then there's a little more mending right here because there was a hole. So, and these aren't America's favorite jeans, but I only have like two pairs of full length jeans. The rest, as you can see, are like jean skirts, because I wear mostly skirts. But I just love this pair of jeans. There's more embroidery on the waist. That's what the back looks like. And then there's also a little bit on the leg. Um, yeah, and so this is super cute, and it's definitely, even if you're just getting into embroidery, I feel like this is doable because this was like my first time embroidering anything. I am naturally talented, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't try because what if you're naturally talented and you didn't even know? Yeah, what about that? I think I think you should try visible mending, but I think upcycling, it's definitely in for me this summer. I feel like um this is my Telfar bag. I have a bunch of pins on it, and I've had this going I think since like the beginning of the year, but this is like my work bag. Like if I'm going to go do work on my laptop, I bring this bag with me because it fits it perfectly. It's the medium shopping bag, ballerina pink. And I added all of these buttons onto it because I just wanted some pizzazz. I had my buttons on a skirt before, but I like grew out of that skirt, so I transitioned them here, and I love it. I feel like it's definitely a fun way to make your clothes yours, or I guess make your bag yours, even though the inside is like treacherous. I actually spilled hot chocolate. I spilled an entire like canister, bottle, to go cup. I don't know. I spilled hot chocolate in this bag. Yeah, and she's still kicking. I've only had her for like 2.5 years though. So, but buttons, buttons on the bag, buttons on the beret. You know the vibes. I also upcycled this shirt. I took the sleeves off of it and did like a little lettuce hem. My first time trying a lettuce hem. Very, very cute. So I would recommend that. I also, hmm, where is it? Oh, please hold. Okay. Another lettuce hem has entered the villa. Um, this is a bolero that I have. Um, so I think another important thing for summer, hear me out, is layering. You can layer during the summer. I promise that you can layer during the summer, but the thing about layering during the summer is you need to have the correct items. This bolero works well for layering in the summer because there's holes in it. Um, this also works well for layering in the summer because it's really not that thick. You can like see through it kind of. But in Texas, most of the places that I go have air conditioning, so they can actually be a little cold, if not freezing. Um, and so like this is easy to like fold up. This can fit in your bag. This can even fit in your going out bag. even it could fit. Um, or just like tie it on the side of your bag. And yeah, I don't like to be cold. I run cold. But I also have a habit of wearing long sleeves out the house. But if it's thin, it doesn't matter. So you can wear thin layers during the summer. This is my summer uniform. Um, yeah, this is just a black skirt. I like got it so many years ago, like 6 years ago probably. This is a long sleeve black shirt. It's yeah, but I wear it as a halter top during the summer because I think that that's cute. But like low key, it's really thin, so I could even like wear it like this. I really like wearing off the shoulder things, and I pin up the side. Right now, just one side is pinned up, but I have pinned up both sides with the safety pin to, let some more air in. But I really appreciate clothes that's versatile. Another little lesson in summer layering. And layering, obviously, so many people I feel like have made videos on this, that like it's an easy way to spice up your wardrobe by layering during the summer. My camera died. So I feel really legit because a real YouTuber's camera always dies. But I was talking about this little tiny dress that I have. Yeah, very small, and although I do think that you can wear anything at any time, I know certain people adhere to certain standards, and as a result, I have to adhere to them too. But just because I'm not going out to party, do I have to just let this dress collect dust? No, I don't. I get the fabulous opportunity of layering it over a denim skirt or layering it over a skirt that's not denim. And I think layering short dresses over like longer skirts, or even longer dresses, if you're really feeling up to it, can be a great way to keep your clothes from collecting dust. And that's also a way to layer in the summer. And I feel like when you're layering in the summer, it is just so important to know where you're going. I know it's impossible to always know where you're going, but think about, I think there's a way to incorporate style and function where, what you're wearing to walk is going to be different from what you're wearing to sit in the car. Walking outside versus walking in a climate controlled area, you know? So yeah, and don't be afraid. I feel like even when it's winter, you can also layer thin fabrics. And I think by layering thin fabrics, then you get the opportunity to take things off if you become too hot, which is very important because I guess this is a winter advice video. But if you're going from cold outside to hot inside, you may want to take a few things off. And maybe you don't always want to wear a giant ankle length puffer coat. And, giving yourself the layers if you can handle it. I know it can be overstimulating for some people, but if you can handle it, giving yourself the short layers is good. And if your thighs chafe, get into layering. Get into layering. I know wearing tights during the summer can be scary, but if you have like a pair, I'm in my room, why not? Why not show? I'm also a writer, and I wrote this YouTube video for my Substack as a blog post, so if you want to read it, you're definitely welcome to do that. The link will be in my bio. So, like I was saying, imagine you have thick thighs. Your thighs are chafing. What are you going to do to stop that? Some cute little stockings. Make Obviously you're gonna want to get the ones that like go up, not like knee highs because those might be rolling down. I also have these in a little purple color. I haven't gotten a chance to wear these this summer, but I just got a new idea for a TikTok, so I'm excited about that. But yeah, these are relatively thin, So like if you're walking and you want to add some pizzazz to your outfit, try out some colored tights. It's very 60s. It's very, very 60s. I do enjoy the 60s. I do enjoy looking like a lesbian space cadet. Um, I think that's my niche. And that brings me to my next point, inspiration. I think you can find inspiration anywhere. I feel like the 60s is always, there's so many different aesthetics that they had going on during the 60s, and I don't necessarily have my Pinterest board sorted into aesthetics. I have like an alternative aesthetic board, and then I have just like general stuff. But I think you can just like pick a decade and dress that way. I'm not gonna say 2000s is played out. I'm gonna say you should go watch John Tucker Must Die and recreate one of the outfits. That'll be fun. Another, but oh, I do love the 2000s. I was born in 2003. But 2005, the TV show Half and Half. Mona Thorne, she was fitted. She was always, always fitted. She was always fitted, and they made fun of her for it. But I disagree with that. Hard disagree, because she wore the giant platform boots. She wore the mini skirts. She was a whimsy goth. She was bohemian. She did that. Oh my god. So I think, like, if you're really committed to the fashion bit, then you need to be watching a TV show and getting your inspiration from there. Not necessarily, but I think also another thing that I've done is dressing as book covers, making your outfits match the book that you're reading, because you should be reading. I'm currently reading Black Marxism, The Making of the Black Radical Tradition by Cedric Johnson. I hope it's by him. Um, but if it's not, that's okay too. I feel like I get CLR James and Cedric Robinson? I don't know. I'll put it on the screen and make sure you have a good idea. But so there's books, there's movies, there's TVs, there's activities, dressing to the occasion. I know, it's very basic, but it works. For instance, a couple days ago, I was going to get strawberry matcha. The strawberry matcha, life changing. Life changing strawberry matcha. So how did I dress to go to the coffee shop? You can wear anything to a coffee shop. You can wear anything, almost anywhere. But in this particular case, I decided I was going to dress like the strawberry matcha. Yeah, dress like the strawberry matcha. Dress like the iced caramel macchiato, but don't go to Starbucks because they don't support unions. But, dress like the latte, like, I love beige on beige on beige, tan on tan on tan. It's always gonna hit. It's always gonna hit no matter what. And then recently I went to the art museum because they had Jean-Michel Basquiat out. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. I'm not the world's biggest Basquiat fan, but I'm into art enough to know that I needed to go see that. And the piece that I saw was actually inspired by a friend's apartment that he stayed at in Dallas. So it's always just such a privilege to go see and look at art. But for the art museum, I was like, I need to look eccentric. I need people to think that I'm an artist. I need to look different. And I think looking different is cool, and I think it can be passe. But like the reason why like I find value in looking different is because it shows that like I don't necessarily associate myself with like mainstream values. More on that at another point. But yeah, so I decided to do some pattern mixing. Pattern mixing, it can fail. It honestly, it can fail, but you shouldn't let that stop you because some of your outfits are gonna flop. Some of your outfits are gonna flop. Moment of silence for the outfits that flop. Yeah, but I think flopping is part of life. Um, and some of your outfits are gonna flop, but I think mixing patterns, if you're new to mixing patterns, I think leopard print and plaid is a very traditional pattern to mix, and I feel like that's easy. Any animal prints I feel like go together different, like if you get leopard, cheetah, jaguar, you can make that happen. And I think that's where I'm going to end the video by saying I believe in you. I believe in your ability to create never before seen outfits, or outfits that you've worn before but with a new twist. Or maybe you don't twist it because you should be wearing new clothes in your closet. But yes, go forth and be fashionable.